Have you ever imagined that a simple comment on an online platform, such as Amazon, could hide a dark secret? This is the case of Todd Kohlhepp, an individual who not only committed terrible crimes, but also left them written down in product reviews on the internet. A story as chilling as it is strange, where reality surpasses fiction. Welcome to The Secret Case. Today we will explore a story that will leave you speechless, the life and crimes of Todd Kohlhepp. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I invite you to do so now. On The Secret Case we reveal chilling stories from the real world. Click subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any episode. Todd Kohlhepp was born on March 7, 1971 in Florida. From an early age, he showed signs of emotional instability. When he was a few years old, his parents divorced, and Todd was sent to live with his mother, who later remarried. This unstable family situation affected Kohlhepp's emotional development, and he began to show aggressive behavior from an early age. As a child, Todd had trouble socializing and was described by his peers as a loner and aggressive. He showed an unusual interest in violence, and often caused trouble at school, which worried his teachers. On several occasions, he was evaluated by psychologists, who noted antisocial tendencies that could develop into bigger problems as he grew older. Kohlhepp had serious problems controlling his emotions and was unable to deal with frustration, which led him to frequently explode. During his teenage years, these behaviors worsened. At age 15, in 1986, Todd Kohlhepp was arrested for a felony. After being tried, he was sentenced to several years in a juvenile correctional facility, where he remained until he was 20. During his time in custody, psychiatric reports noted that Kohlhepp had antisocial personality traits, meaning he was unable to empathize with others or understand the impact of his actions. This diagnosis is common in people who later develop violent behavior, and although Kohlhepp was released in his early 20s, he did not seem to have learned to control his impulses. After his release, he attempted to lead a normal life, but problems soon resurfaced. Throughout his youth and early adulthood, he continued to have trouble integrating socially and maintaining healthy interpersonal relationships. The authorities never really knew how deep the problem ran, as Kohlhepp managed, for several years, to conceal his true impulses. Despite his record, he managed to study at university, graduate in business administration, and build a seemingly successful career in real estate. Before continuing, don't forget to subscribe to El Caso Secreto to continue exploring the most shocking criminal cases. If you like our content, give this video a like and share it with other mystery enthusiasts. Despite his criminal record, Todd Kohlhepp managed to work as a real estate agent. His public life was that of a successful man, someone who had overcome his past problems. However, that facade hid a much darker reality. In 2003, Kohlhepp committed one of his most horrific crimes when he walked into a motorcycle shop in South Carolina and killed several people. This incident remained unsolved for years, as Kohlhepp left no obvious traces. The lack of evidence and the precision with which he acted kept him off the authorities' radar for a long time. As the years went by, Kohlhepp continued his public life as if nothing had happened, while continuing his criminal activities in secret. The most surprising thing about his story is how he managed to hide his true nature, leading a seemingly normal life while committing serious crimes. One of the most chilling details of the case is that Todd used the internet to leave clues about his actions. On Amazon, for example, he wrote disturbing comments about products such as shovels or padlocks, suggesting they were used for shady activities. These comments went unnoticed by most, but once revealed, they showed the arrogance with which Kohlhepp moved, convinced that he would never be discovered. In 2016, the Todd Kohlhepp case finally came to light with the disappearance of Carla Brown and her boyfriend, Charlie Carver. Authorities traced the couple's last known location to Kohlhepp's property in Woodruff, South Carolina. When investigators searched the property, they discovered Carla Brown held in a metal container, chained and deprived of her freedom for months. Carla's testimony was key to authorities understanding the extent of Kohlhepp's crimes. Thanks to her bravery, it was revealed that her partner had been the victim of an attack, and that she had been held against her will. This was the beginning of the end for Kohlhepp, who soon confessed to other crimes he had committed over the years. During the investigation, more bodies were found buried on Kohlhepp's property, revealing that his crimes extended far beyond what was initially believed. Although he is officially credited with 7 victims, there are suspicions that there may be more unsolved cases linked to him. Todd Kohlhepp was eventually arrested and faced several charges, including kidnapping and murder. In 2017, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He is currently serving his sentence in a maximum security prison in South Carolina, where he will remain for the rest of his life. The trial revealed Kohlhepp's double life, a man who pretended to be a respectable citizen while secretly committing terrible crimes. During the trial, Kohlhepp confessed to having acted on several occasions without showing remorse for what had happened. His cold-bloodedness in the face of the events shocked society, showing how someone apparently normal could hide such a dark past. Since his arrest, Todd Kohlhepp's case has been portrayed in several documentaries and television shows. It is a case that has captured the attention of many due to the complexity of his double life and the brutality of his crimes. However, it is important to note that not all media portrayals fully capture the true magnitude of what happened. In some media accounts, her story has been simplified to make it more digestible, but the reality is far more complex and terrifying. Kohlhepp is a reminder of how some people can hide their true nature behind a seemingly normal life. The case of Todd Kohlhepp teaches us many lessons about human nature and how sometimes warning signs go unnoticed. Throughout his life, Kohlhepp displayed worrying behavior from an early age, but managed to fool those around him thanks to his apparent normality. This leads us to ask, how is it possible that someone with such a disturbing history could lead a double life for so long without being discovered? One of the most disturbing aspects of this case is how society, and even the justice system, allowed Kohlhepp to walk free after his first serious offense, underestimating the danger he posed. In many cases of criminals of this type, society tends to overlook or minimize disturbing behaviors that may be signs of a much larger problem. This case also highlights the importance of technological investigations and the use of modern tools to solve crimes. Analysis of Kohlhepp's electronic devices and online activities allowed authorities to gather key evidence for his arrest. In the digital age, even the most careful criminals leave traces, and in this case, it was thanks to these clues that a killer who had managed to evade justice for years was caught. Furthermore, the psychological impact on the victims and their families cannot be underestimated. The trauma experienced by those who managed to survive his crimes or by the families of the deceased victims is a fundamental part of this story. While Kohlhepp is serving his life sentence, the suffering caused to those affected is still present. This case has been widely discussed in various documentaries, podcasts, and crime analyses. Some experts have suggested that Todd Kohlhepp could have been inspired by other famous criminals, raising a discussion about how high-profile crimes can influence the actions of individuals with similar tendencies. Although a direct connection to other cases has not been confirmed, it is an element that many researchers have pointed out as possible. Finally, media coverage of Todd Kohlhepp has sparked a debate about the glorification of serial killers in popular culture. While it is important to tell these stories to understand how these types of people operate and how to prevent future crimes, it is also essential to remember that behind these cases there are victims and families who suffer. The focus on the criminals can, in some cases, minimize the pain of those affected, and it is crucial to find a balance between reporting and not glorifying the actions of these people. If you have been shocked by Todd Kohlhepp's story and want to learn more about this case, subscribe to The Secret Case and activate the notification bell. Share this video with your friends so they can also discover the darkest secrets of true crime.